Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day on Lanai. There's Sweetheart Rock behind me. Yeah, right down here on the beach last night we had seal, seal live on the beach. Not a seal, but seal. One of the cool things about living here is if there's a private concert on the beach, even if you're not invited, which we weren't, we get to hear it. So that was for the top 100 Presidents Club in the company's sales force. They brought their super elite salespeople here for a week, treated them to seal last night on the beach. Get it? Seal on the beach. Thought that was funny. What am I talking about this morning? I'm talking about champions or charlatans. Champions or charlatans. You know, people probably ask you all the time. People ask me all the time, do you trust this person? You ever ask somebody that, or somebody asks you, do you trust this person? And what I tell them is, yeah, I trust them. I trust them to be consistent. I trust them to do what's in their own best interest. I trust them to honor their values. I trust them to be who they are, even if they're not aligned with my values, right? So if I know somebody and they're a charlatan, like they're a snake, they're a predator, they will do you harm if it's in their best interest and not think twice about it. Then I trust them. What do I trust them to do? I trust them to screw me if they get a chance. Different way of looking at trust, right? It's actually a cleaner, I think more empowering way to look at trust. So how do we learn to trust people? Well, just based on their actions, based on their history, based on their values. And so, you know, one of the things that we can always trust is people they're gonna make decisions that are in their own best interest, and that's just to human to do that. But here's the interesting twist about your own best interest. So, and why the title Champions or Charlatans? In business, especially in network marketing, for those of you that are in network marketing, there are champions and there are charlatans. And if you look up charlatan, it basically says somebody who's claiming to have a special expertise but doesn't, a fraud in essence. I probably could have found a better word than charlatan, um, but I wanted it to rhyme with champion, right? So fraud is what I'm looking for. And what kind of frauds do we have in network marketing or business in general in life? Basically, people that represent a certain set of values or philosophies, and they represent those values and philosophies because they know to the audience, whoever the audience is, those will be popular. So they get good favor by representing certain values or philosophies. But when it comes to their own best self-interest, the decisions they make, they will profit at the expense of others. So it's one of the values that I look for in trusting people is, are they somebody who will profit at the expense of others? Are they somebody who is greedy, selfish, self-centered, narcissistic? Are they somebody that will win and make other people lose? And I don't mean in golf or pickleball, but I mean in business, like a predator. So in network marketing, there's all kinds of predators. There's all kinds of charlatans. And the fraud part is these are people that'll stand up on stage or they'll write blogs or they'll do, you know, social media lives and they'll say, you know, a rising tide lifts all ships and, you know, we're in it for everybody and one for all and all for one, right? Until they find somebody in another company that's suffering a little bit, that's having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month or even a bad year. And then they'll go pick on them like a vulture, right? So in the wild, The predators, they prey not on the strong in the herd, not on the fastest in the herd. They prey on the weak and the sick and the injured. They hang out in the back of the herd, the slowest part. They try to pick off ones that can't keep up, at least in the moment. Maybe they're injured. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're having a bad week. The predators pick them off. And in our profession, in the network marketing profession, I'm sure it's the same in every profession. I know so many people, friends of mine, I guess you would call them, that they'll stand up on stage and they'll talk about all for one for all, rising tide lifts all ships. And then their speech is over and they walk off the stage into the back room. And if they get a chance, they'll pick somebody off. Happens all the time in our profession. Those are the charlatans. And there's lots of them. The predators. They're actually people that don't have the skills. They don't have the conviction. They don't have the love. They don't have the passion to build their business and champion other people to build their businesses. And I know in typical business, Salesforce is a great example. Larry Ellison, Oracle is a great example. You know, those kind of businesses, they don't care about the competitors. Kill them all, right? Put them out of business, run them out of business. We want to be the only software company on the planet, which is really stupid, right? Stupid in network marketing, stupid in any business. If you're the only software company on the planet, if you run every other software company out of business, guess who's coming for you? Big brother, right? The government's coming for you, and you won't be any competition for them. Same thing in network marketing. You want to run every other company out of business by recruiting all their people when they're having a bad day? You want to be the only company in the profession? Good luck with that. Federal Trade Commission will have you for breakfast in an instant, idiot. So what I trust is people's feet. I don't trust their mouth. I trust their feet. I watch whether they walk their talk, whether they have integrity. And I look for, are they somebody that eats the marshmallow or are they somebody that saves the marshmallow? And some of you know what I'm talking about if you follow my coaching, but Stanford did an interesting study years ago about put a bunch of 7-year-old kids, I think, in a room and gave them a marshmallow. And they told them all, hey, we're going to come back in 15 minutes. If you haven't eaten the marshmallow, we're going to give you another one. But if you've eaten the marshmallow, you don't get any more. About half the kids ate the marshmallow. The other half of the kids saved the marshmallow. They got 2 marshmallows. Then they followed those kids for 20, 25 years. They're still following them. The kids that went for long-term gain over short-term rewards, the kids that went for patience, the kids that played the infinite game, much happier, much healthier, much wealthier throughout their lives. So I look for those people in trusting, like who's playing the short game? Who's playing the give me it all night right now? I'm going to get as much as I can right now, and I don't care what happens. I don't care if the thing goes out of business 4 or 5 years from now. I'm just going to get all mine right now. So many people in the network marketing profession, leaders, they've built their whole career on going from one company to the next company, the next company, the next company. They can't even remember all the companies they've been in. And of course, everybody that follows them into the next company gets hurt. Why? Because they're not playing the long game. They're not playing the rising tide lifts all ships game. There are champions and there are charlatans, folks, and you can trust both of them. And it will be in your best interest to know who they are. And it'll be even more in your best interest to know who you are. Are you playing the long game? Do you have the skills and conviction and heart to succeed and champion others to succeed as well? Do you actually believe in competition? Or is that just a cliche for idiots? Champions or charlatans? Hello, Donna Austin. Hello, Karen Steele. I know you're playing the long game, Karen. So you could drop in the comments here. Which are you? Champion or charlatan? Which one do you follow? Which podcast do you listen to? Which books do you read? Which lives do you watch? Which one am I? Well, I better be a champion for ranting about it. I guess I'll leave that to you to decide. If this message has value, share it with your team. If you're not involved in my 10-day A Bliss Life transformation, it's free. There'll be a link in the comments or at top. There was yesterday too, if you want to go grab it. And if you're already in the middle of it, let me know how it's working for you. Just drop a comment right in here. What day are you on and what are you learning?